50, 45, there goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back! Auburn's going to win the football game! Auburn's going to win the football game! He ran the missed field goal back! He ran it back 109 yards! They're not going to keep him off the field tonight! Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins! Auburn has won the Iron Bowl! Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see!
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 332. Today is November 12th, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, tough day, kid. We'll break down the paths real quick for you, but I know it was a tough one. How you doing today, kid?
Dill, this is one of those days when it's just like, as a Patriots fan, Dill, we had a long time of winning, so like, I got to take this on the chin, today was bad, definitely lost some, years on my life on the back end after this morning, but we're okay. We're alive. We're going to be all right, Dill, but I'm going to be honest, as a Patriots fan, it's just a bad year, bad day.
I mean, I could go with this so many different ways. I could teach you. I know how to be a loser for all these years as a sports fan. It's not as bad as they say. And question, the Patriot thing isn't there anymore. You moved it for the Carmelo. Are we shifting our focus to the NBA season?
Yeah, we officially I don't even know. In Boston, it's not even New England. It's just Boston. You got the Celtics. You got the Bruins. I think it's a team out there that's fishing for a lottery pick. Definitely gonna have a top 5 pick. But they'll officially we're done. I'm not. I'll put this back up if Zappy is officially named as starter because I'm officially done with Mac Jones. I understand.
You've seen enough.
I've seen enough, Dale. Today, it's not the bad throws. It's just he couldn't make the one throw. Yeah. He should have had at least like 3 interceptions. He only had 1. It's just those 2 red zone drives, Dale. The one to Kazeki, he overthrew him. And then the one to the other tight end, he underthrew him by a mile. So I'm just done with him, Dale. Zappy at the end of the day, he's not gonna panic in the pocket and just underthrow a ball by 20 yards. He's not gonna do it. If he's gonna step up, he's gonna at least step it up, throw with some action on it, and then if it's an interception, it's an interception. But what I saw Mac Jones do today, Dale, it's not just skill, it's mental at this point. The kid was seeing ghosts out there. The Colts had, 5 first half sacks. Second half, they didn't really get to him, Dale, but he was seeing those ghosts, and Dale, we saw it right in that drive. We couldn't cash in the end zone. Measly 6 points. We fucking flew to Germany to score 6 points. Should have just stood here and just got a DQ. No cap. Should have just stood here and got a DQ. But Dale, like I said, I got to take it on the chin. Been a lifelong Pats fan with a lot of success. I'd be damned if I can't take, the bad times to the chin.
One thing I started to do when the season was over by October, November, there's a website called Tankathon, and it actually gets you excited for what draft pick you have. And right now, you guys are sitting at 2-8 with the 3rd overall pick. Are we looking towards a quarterback? Because I honestly don't think Zappy's the answer either.
Yeah, Zappy's definitely not the answer, but he's definitely the wave to the end of the season. I'll tell you that. Dill, I think you said it, this is a loaded draft class with a couple good quarterbacks. I'm not going to, there's definitely a couple names out there. You got Caleb definitely going number 1. If he doesn't, he'll be right there with us. If not, you got Bo Nix. You got a couple other players that's in the mix still. It's just, I think we definitely have to look in that direction. If not, possibly, try to sign somebody off a free agent to see how Kirk Cousins looks off the injury or something like that. But they'll definitely need a quarterback because Mac Jones, to be honest, I'm going to start being, how can I say this, Dill? I'm going to feel some type of way moving forward if Mac Jones is still the starting quarterback moving forward. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you even saw Bill after the game just frustrated about the picks, and I don't want people to look at the box score and be like, "Oh, he only completed 5 passes, 15 for 20." He didn't play a good game at all. I mean, the way he was able to read the defenses, he wasn't able to elude pressure. Got sacked 5 times. The interception late, he underthrew. He couldn't read some of the defense most of the game, and I was telling you earlier, we were watching the games together. I was kind of, Ramondre Stevenson kind of had the best game catching the ball and running it. Zeke ran the ball pretty well, 4 yards a clip. I was kind of curious as to why they got away from the running game because the defense kind of held them in check the whole game. So it was kind of like I was kind of confused as to why the Patriots kind of went away from the run game. But I said it to you when I saw you. You guys should have won the game. The missed field goal, that's a bummer. And then the pick in the end zone, the underthrow. There should have been 2 touchdowns. You should have honestly had like almost 20 points, I thought. And I don't think Gardner Minshew played all that well either. He's kind of regressed to the mean as well. You got to hold Jonathan Taylor under 70 yards. Pittman, he's going to have a good game. But other than that, I thought, Gardner Minshew made a couple good throws, but that's about it.
Still, he made a couple third down conversions, and that was the difference makers in the game. Still, he was able to loop, make some plays with his legs, and fire a ball downfield. He made a couple throws, one in a second quarter right before half, and then one to basically end the game. So I think Dobbs. So, give Minshew credit. That's the difference. Still, he was able to make a throw when the team needed it, and Mac Jones couldn't. On a third and long, he made a play, escaped the pressure, made a throw. Mac Jones couldn't deal. I don't even think we sacked Gardner Minshew.
One time.
Wow.
So 2-8 seasons, it's done. I think Mac Jones being benched late in the game. Bill O'Brien was visibly frustrated on the sideline. Seems like it's not working there, but we will see. 5-5 Colts, 500 team right now. I am kind of surprised. Let's go to the biggest, upset I think of the day. Texans get the win on the road, 30-27. They upset the Bengals as 7-point underdogs, and CJ Stroud, the rookie, just keeps on doing it. 23 for 39, over 350 yards. He had that one almost pick six late. But other than that, I thought Devin Singletary, what a game. He had 30 carries for 150 yards. He had that touchdown. Noah Brown, he went ridiculous. Ex-Cowboy, 7 catches, 172 yards. Tank Dell had a couple catches and a touchdown. Dalton Schultz. Elvis, I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we could keep talking about Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's in MVP contention right now.
Absolutely, Dell. I was just going to start with that, Dell. Officially, CJ Stroud has entered the MVP conversation, Dell. What a day. Not just a day, back-to-back performances. We saw what he did last week, and to follow it up. We both spoke on it like, come on, he has to regress a little bit. And then he's going against, I think, the Bengals won 3-4 straight, hotter than ever. Joe Burrow's looking elite. And then, look, he goes in there. Those are over 350, 1 tub, and Dill, like you said, Devin Singletary, $150. These ex-Dallas Cowboys put up 240 receiving. Noah Brown, $172. Dalton Schultz, about 70 yards. Still, at the end of the day, I think the Bengals played great. I think the defense kept them alive. We saw C.J. Stroud fumble the ball a couple of times. Still, it's just that between the first drive to about midway the third quarter, Cincinnati's offense just froze up and couldn't get the ball rolling. So I want to give credit to, D'Amico Ryans in that Houston Texans defense, for basically shutting them down for 2 quarters straight. Give Cincinnati credit, making a run late, but, Houston was control of this game for a little while, Dill. Tyler Boyd, huge play late, and then he ended up dropping the touchdown, Dill. We having a different
killer.
If he catches that ball, we have a different conversation, but give credit to CJ Stroud, Dill. He's not playing like a fucking rookie. I'll tell you that. So Houston,
he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. He has to be.
He's playing like it. He's playing like that. I'm not sure to put him there already, but as through 10 games in, he's definitely played like a top 10 quarterback. Absolutely.
Elvis, and I think the story coming into it was, Bengals red hot, their defense playing well, but I thought the story, you hit it on the head. I thought this Texans defense was the one that showed out basically in the first half. Besides that opening drive, Joe Burrow dropped a dime into Trenton Irwin. Other than that, they had 5 consecutive punts after that. They got home. They had 4 sacks on Joe Burrow, and they made his life hell all day. His QBR was 36.9, so basically 37%. You're not going to win with that. So they weren't able to run the ball. I know Joe Mixon got a late touchdown late, but it didn't really affect the game all that much. He had 11 carries for 46 yards, so they weren't able to run the ball. Besides Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd late in the game, I thought this Texans defense actually played really well on the road. So give credit to D'Amico Ryans and this team, 5-4. Everyone thought this was going to be a rebuilding year, including us, but they're proving everyone wrong. They won just 2 games last year. They're 5-4 this year, kid. So D'Amico Ryans has to be up there for coach of the year. What he's doing, and CJ Stroud, man, he's the real deal. So got to give credit to him. Love that he did the OH dance when he scored the touchdown too in Cincinnati. That was pretty cool. Josh Dobbs gets the win at home, 27-19. 2-0 as a Viking. That's 5 in a row now for the Minnesota Vikings. They improved to 6-4. 23-34 for Josh Dobbs. He had the 1 touchdown as well. Wasn't really able to run the ball. Collectively as a group, they ran the ball well with Ty Chandler, Dobbs, and Madison. But TJ Hawkinson, I think that's the story of the day. 11 catches, 134 yards, and that touchdown. Man, this offense is not looking like it's skipping a beat, and Justin Jefferson looked like he's coming back next week. 1, how impressive is it what Josh Dobbs is doing? And 2, what's going on with this offense in New Orleans? Derek Carr is out with a concussion. Jameis Winston, kind of the offense looked a little better with him in there.
Yeah, Dale, you got to give credit to Joshua Dobbs. The fact that he was able to come in basically 10 days, get the win last week in just in 2 days, and then come in at home against New Orleans. Dude didn't even know where the locker room was at. I don't know if you saw that footage, Dale. He had to get pointed to the direction. And Dale, he was able to go in there and win himself a game. 23 for 34. Like you said, only the 1 tub, 268, Dale. No interceptions, no turnovers, Dale. I think he did a great job with his legs. Like you said, not a monster game from anyone, but collectively the team ran the ball great. And Dale, very quietly, this Minnesota team past 4 or 5 weeks been a top 10 defense. So give credit to Brian Flores having the boys playing. Like you said, Justin Jefferson is coming soon. This Minnesota team is sitting at 6-4 right now. And to be honest, Dale, I don't see them slowing down. They're looking really good, to be honest. And then with the Saints on the other side, we saw Derek Carr leave the game with a concussion and rib injury. He got beat up bad, to be honest. And like you said, Jameis Winston does move the ball a little better, Dale. But what's the old thing with Jameis? He likes to force the ball down the field. He had 2 tutties. He came in, moved the ball great, over 100 yards. But Dale, 2 turnovers.
Yep, of course. But you're going to get that.
But that's the problem. That's the problem, Dale. So give credit for James for coming in, keeping the Saints alive. But, you got to cut it with the turnovers. Give credit to Minnesota. Solid win at home. And this Saints team, man, I know me and you both expected them to, run away with the division. And they're just killing themselves.
Yeah, they are. They're 5-5 right now, and the NFC South is literally up for grabs. Tampa Bay winds up, they win, but they're just 4-5. Atlanta, they can't get out of their own way, 4-6, and Carolina is dead at 1-8. So this NFC South is up for grabs. And Minnesota, you're right, 4-5 in a row right now. They might probably not win the division because Detroit, but they're probably going to be a playoff team. They keep winning. This is a gritty team. I like this Minnesota team, and I was going to – what a bad beat. Alvin Kamara, 33 receiving yards.
33, Dill.
It sums up your day.
The Patriots – it's crazy because he went over. He was at 35. He caught a ball -3. It was just a great defensive play. Yeah.
Another game I think you got wrong was the under here. Green Bay Packers wind up losing on the road to the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-19. They cover the 3.5 barely by 4 points. Not an we thought it was going to be the shootout early. Everyone just kept scoring, but it kind of slowed down in the second half. bunch of field goals. Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, they just ran the ball right down the Packers' throat. No one really had a big game catching the ball. George Pickens had the 3 catches for 45 yards, but Kenny Pickett in this defense did just enough to get the job done. Now 6-3 in the AFC North, and they're tied with Cleveland right now. What do you think about them?
Yeah, to be honest, I expected, the Steelers to win this game, to be honest. I didn't expect Jordan Love to go on the road and score 19 points. I'm going to just be real, people. And I expect Kenny Pickett in this offense to put up 23, but give a credit to the running game, Dill. Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. The team combined 205 on the ground, Dill. Can you stop a nosebleed Green Bay? Come on. So give Kenny Pickett, credit. I know he had no touchdowns, 14 for 23. I don't love it, Dale, but at the end of the day, he got the victory. No turnovers, only the 1 sack, Dale. And then, with Green Bay on the other hand, Jordan Love, he looked all right, especially in the first half. Made a couple great throws, to be honest with you, especially one to the couple touchdowns in the first half. But still, like you said, kind of slowed down in the second half. Give credit to the Steelers in that defense for pulling it out.
Yeah, Buccaneers get the win at home, 20-6. Man, I honestly, we thought in the beginning Tampa was having a tough time scoring the ball, but when in doubt, just get the ball to Mike Evans. 6 catches, 143 yards, had the touchdown. Should have had 2 touchdowns. He dropped one, but he made up for it. It doesn't matter. Didn't even need to run the ball with Rashard White. Baker Mayfield, 18 for 29, had a good game, 278 yards, 2 tutties. And Tampa Bay, they snapped the losing streak. They get back into the win column, 4-5, almost at 500, but good win at home to get back on track. Thoughts on Buccaneers and the rookie Will Levis? They didn't have that good of a game.
The Bucks, glad to see them back in the win column. Baker had himself a pretty good day, Dill. 18 for 29, 280, basically. And then your boy Mike Evans had himself a day. 6 catches, $140. Should have had 2 tubs, averaging about 24, Dill. Give credit to them. And then that Bucks defense, that's what we got to give credit to today. They get 4 sacks from the rookie. They shut down Derrick Henry. He never really got the ball going. 11 touches, only 24 yards. Give credit to Todd Bowles in that defense still. And, at the end of the day, I think we can't rush.
He looked a little underwhelming today. I will say that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, but, on the road against Tampa, which is a pretty good defense, they're going to blitz a lot. And at the end of the day, we know with a young quarterback, a rookie, they need a running game. What he's gonna do with 43 yards? You can't ask him to drop back 40 times. And it's
a good run defense.
Pretty good run defense, absolutely. So I'm not gonna take too much away from Tennessee. They're just, just right now they're just playing poor on the offensive side of the ball. And give credit for Tampa taking care of business at home. Baker Mayfield had himself a good game, Dale.
Another team gets back into the win column. San Francisco 49ers take care of business on the road, 34-3. Trent Williams comes back. Deebo Samuel comes back, and they had a field day. 19 for 26, Brock Purdy, 3 tutties, no picks. Christian McCaffrey, they didn't get it. They didn't get the touchdown. His touchdown streak winds up coming to an end at 17 or 16 games. So very unfortunate there, but still all around great game. George Kittle, 3 catches, 116 yards. And, man, Trevor Lawrence did not look good today. 17 for 29. That defense was swarming. He had the 2 picks as well. He got sacked 5 times. Chase Young looks good on this team. I mean, coming off the bye, this team looked impressive. 34-3. What are your thoughts here?
Still definitely the most dominating performance of the weekend for sure. This defense, I understand Brock Purdy had himself a good game. 3 tutties, no interceptions, but the defense was just flat out dominated. They went out there and made a statement. I think they had 3 turnovers for. Got to Trevor Lawrence a couple of times, fumbled him. We saw the 2 interceptions. This might already be Trevor Lawrence's worst game of his career. So give credit, 49ers coming off that bye week and just flat out embarrassing this team on the road. So, and then Brock Purdy had himself a day. And then, like you said, Christian McCaffrey, he was funny in the post game. He's like, yeah, I suck. Everybody scored. I wasn't able to, but he think it snaps the streak. He has 17 games tied for the most NFL history. Sucks he couldn't, set the all-time record, but at the end of the team gets back to the win column. Kyle Shanahan looks like a genius.
Yep.
And this 49ers team needed a much needed win. Jacksonville, humbling loss. They won, 5 straight. I think they needed, to get the teeth kicked in just to keep them moving forward,
Yeah. And I guess another big surprise at the bank. Baltimore
Wow.
Ravens wind up losing 31-33 to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, this is just a tale of two halves. I mean, 17 points.
It was a choke job, dude. It was a choke job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I will start by saying boots on the ground. My sources in Baltimore, the crowd was not happy. They are very disappointed. Lamar did not play well at all. Those 2 picks late killed them. The pick 6, as soon as the ball went up in the air, it was over there. They weren't able to run the ball either. Lamar led the team in rushing yards when that's never a good sign with this new offense. Flowers had an okay game. Odell had the 1 catch, and that was it. The defense played okay, but the second half, they just let up everything, especially in the fourth quarter. You got to give credit to, Deshaun Watson. He came in, and I didn't think he played all that bad besides the 4 sacks and that 1 pick, that pick 6 early in the game. I thought he played an all right game against a really good defense. Jermaine Ford, 17 carries, 107 yards. Amari Cooper, he almost had 100 yards. Elijah Moore had the touchdown late. Got to give credit to this Browns team. Their defense, they kept them in the game in the second half. They only scored 14 points, Lamar, in the offense, but gritty, tough win, comeback win for the Browns. They improved to 6-3. This division's up for grabs.
Dill, what the Browns was able to do today, basically spotting Baltimore 7 at the bank, was a hard mission to accomplish. I'm gonna give credit to Sean Watson and then the defense on the other hand, Dill. The defense, I understand it was 17-3 at one point, and this defense was just able to shut them down, like you said, Dill. Lamar Jackson, we was talking about how he was, having his arguably his best season yet, even better than his MVP season. He's having like a 78 completion percentage still. 13 for 23 today. He just flat out looked bad, especially in the second half. First half, he made a couple of great throws, but in the second half, though, he never got in rhythm. The pick 6, it got tipped, so I'm not gonna really blame it on that too much on that one. But the first interception was a horrible interception, Dill. And then, like you said, anytime Lamar is the leading rusher for the team is not a good sign. I like the fact that Mitchell came in, gave you some juice, and the fact that they got away from that deal. We saw him break the game open in the first quarter, and I feel like they didn't give him the ball after the first. So I just don't understand why they just didn't give the kid a couple more touches. They started giving the ball to Gus Edwards. To me, that slowed down the offense personally. Dill, I wish they would have gave the ball to the kid. Let Lamar read option off that and see where that gets you. And then Dill, Deshaun Watson had himself a game. Jerome Ford and the team. Jerome Ford ran the ball well, Dill. 17 carries over a buck. Deshaun Watson had key third down runs, second down runs. I think even though he was a little, wobbly, especially coming off after halftime, Dill, he made some key runs, stretch it out. Amari Cooper had himself a good day. Your boy David Ayoku dropped that 1 pass, but he was able to show up, especially late. So give credit to this team. Great overall win. Defensive side of the ball, shutting them down, especially in the second half. And then Sean, like you said, just sneaking it out. Dustin Hopkins making major kicks throughout the game. Great team win, especially at the bank, Bill.
And now, on a short week now, Baltimore has to forget they got a Thursday night game against the Bengals. If they lose again, this division's up for grabs for anyone right now. So Browns, they're in a good position right now. Z Player's in the chat. He says, Elvis, I have that same Nuggets jersey. Carmelo, is that your favorite player?
He's second. Vince Carter's all time. Carmelo Anthony. Then I'll say LeBron. Honestly, LeBron doesn't count. LeBron is my favorite, but Vince Carter.
And then J.R. Smith.
Those Those are my top four. I will say J.R. Smith is number three because LeBron don't count. So it's Vince Carter,
Yeah.
got VC right here. We got LeBron. We got Anthony. I need a J.R. Smith jersey though.
Welcome back. Kyler Murray gets the win at home 25-23 against, the quarterback play was just god awful today for the Atlanta Falcons. 8 for 15 from Taylor Heineke. They bench him. They put in Desmond Ridder. He wasn't any good. 4 for 6, 39 yards. Bijan Robinson, I thought, was the best player on the team today, and I don't know why they keep going away from him. Other than that, Drake London didn't have a good game. Kyle Pitts didn't have a good game. Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson. Offense was just non-existent. Besides that one pick, I thought Kyler Murray played a pretty good game for considering he hasn't played in over a year. James Conner coming back helped their run game a little bit, and Trey McBride. You see what you could see what he could do if you have a competent quarterback back there. So big win for the Cardinals, and now they sit at the second overall pick right now. But yeah, what'd you think about here? Cardinals get a big win at home.
To be honest, as a fan, I was glad to see Kyler Murray back on the field. He looks healthy. We saw him move with the legs. His arm shift is there. It looks like the first overall pick. Looks like somebody that deserves a high contract. It's just it's a bad team, bad situation right now. Hopefully they can hit on a stud and turn it around next year, But I was just glad to see Kyler Murray out there. Another one, James Conner coming back from injury. So I wouldn't say the Cardinals are about to, toss up a few games and make a run down the stretch. Absolutely not. But it just shows you, with a healthy Kyler Murray, maybe a healthy James Conner, a couple weapons, the team could possibly win some games. They'll not just be 1-7 like they started today. And then with the Falcons, still, somebody needs to get fired. This was an offensive shit show. I understand you made a change to Tyler Heineke, but that wasn't it. Give Desmond Ridder some credit, I know he didn't play as well, but he came in and brought in some firepower, brought him back in the game, put him in position to win with that late touchdown rush. Like you said, Bijan Robinson, their best player by far on this team. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's the OC, if it's Arthur Smith, but somebody has to go that has something to do with that offense because in the first half it was just pitiful.
Yeah, it was not a good game at all offensively for I don't know what Arthur Smith in this offense does moving forward. I don't know who the answer is at quarterback. I don't think the quarterback of the future is on that team, and I think it's halting the Drake Londons and the Kyle Pitts from getting better. So it's actually really quite a shame they don't have anyone there. But what a shootout this was in SoFi. Lions get the win 41-38. Thank God you took them on the money line. That's why I played it safe. And I just leaned with the Lions. I didn't want to lay the 3. I knew this was going to be a tricky game. And give credit to the Chargers because it seemed like every time the Lions scored, the Chargers had an answer. So it was a back and forth game. I thought both quarterbacks played really well. Both threw for over 300 yards. Herbert had the one pick. But other than that, I thought, both teams – Montgomery had a really good game coming back. He rushed for over 100 yards, but Jahmyr Gibbs had those 2 tutties late at the goal line. So I'm all right. St. Brown, 156 receiving yards and the touchdown. Keenan Allen had a big game. It just looked like both teams were able to run the ball, and they both had their number ones go for big games. What'd you see from this shootout?
Yeah, it was an offensive powerhouse, especially, second quarter. Honestly, from the jump, especially on the line side, But in the second half, it was just touchdown. Yeah. Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. I don't want people to understand what happened today with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. It was just special. I don't know what connection they're on right now. If that's just the only option on the team, they've been riddled with injuries and Keenan Allen, 11 receptions, $175, 2 tutties. Justin Herbert, he gave it his all, Dill. I always, say he be making some terrible throws, bad ideas today, Dill. He made a couple amazing throws, couple great ideas, to be honest. It's just give credit to the Lions. They made a late stop, when they needed to. And then that offense, Dill. Jared Goff, like you said, David Montgomery coming back from the injury. Looks like he did a miss a step. 12 carries, 116. Jahmyr Gibbs with those 2 touchdowns early. Almon St. Brown, $150. Jared Goff, 2 tutties, no interceptions. Still, this Lions look dangerous. I think that defense just needs to play a little better, especially come playoff time, because the offense is gonna play good, deal, but you can't rely on the offense to put up 40, especially come January. So, and then with the Chargers, though, they might be dead in the water. We know this AFC is loaded. Though we know we got your Jets, the Bills, and then we see the AFC, and you really know the Chiefs are going to run away with the division. Still, the Chargers might be on the outside looking in, sitting at 4-5, loaded with a bunch of talent, defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball. Still, uh, what's it, Stanley, right?
Yeah,
He's definitely
Bradley
on the
Stanley.
hot seat.
Yeah, coach might get fired very soon. Another shootout. The Seattle Seahawks kick a game-winning field goal to win the game 29-26. Back and forth game. They don't cover. It was 5.5. The game goes way over the total as well. But another good game from two quarterbacks. I thought Geno Smith didn't look his best, but he didn't turn the ball over at all. 2 touchdowns. He threw for over 300 yards. Sam Howell threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brian Robinson Jr., didn't matter if he ran the ball or caught the ball. He had a huge game for the Redskins. But outside of that, I thought Terry McLaurin kind of had a quiet game. Logan Thompson had a quiet game. Curtis Samuel, 2 catches, 6 yards. But, Tyler Lockett, 8 catches, 92 yards. DK, 7 catches, 98 yards. This team, they got so many ways that they could beat you. And, they stay tied for first place with the 49ers at 6-3. Good win for the Seahawks.
That was a great win for the Seahawks. They didn't end up covering, Dill, but at the end they toughed it out at home. Like I said, Dill, this Commanders team keeps putting up yards. Eric Bieniemy going to have this offense flowing. Sam Howell over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Still, to be honest, I didn't expect that, especially at the 12th man up in Seattle. So give Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy credit there. But give Seattle. I think it was a great overall team win. Kenneth Walker the third didn't have a monster game, Dill, but he had a good game. Had that touchdown on the receiving end. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett has huge days, both over 90 yards. Lockett with a touchdown late. And Dill, I think Geno Smith, I think he did enough to win the game. I don't like the fact that they got him throwing over. I think he had 47 pass attempts. I don't think that's a recipe for success moving forward, especially with Geno Smith. I think you need to rely a little more on the running game and on the defensive side of the ball. Try to dominate ball time and possession instead of trying to be in these shootouts. Because you saw it today with Washington in the shootout, they almost beat you. So I think they got to just worry being more control, more involved in the running game, and let your defense do more of the talking, and not have Geno snap back and throw the ball 47 times. So great win for Seattle, like you said, still tied in first place, sitting at 63 very comfortably. And then Washington, I think they played a great game. They just didn't have enough for the win.
Yeah. And the last game on the 4:00 slate, Cowboys take care of the Giants at home. They cover. Game goes on to, over the total
Really,
as well. Yeah, I mean, we really don't need to talk too much about the Giants side. We knew what Tommy DeVito was going to do. They actually scored 17 points, more than I thought they were going to be able to. We know what CeeDee Lamb was capable of, 11 catches, 151 yards. But Brandon Cooks, welcome to the NFL. I mean, this guy, we've been waiting for him to have a good game, and the veteran finally comes through and breaks out, has one of his best games ever, 9 catches, 173 yards, a touchdown. Dak was kind of spreading them out. Besides that one pick, you got one to Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson had a touchdown as well. Rico Dwaddle had a rushing touchdown. So everyone was getting a touchdown. They improved to 6-3, and they're trying to skate 2 games under the Eagles. Big win for the Cowboys.
Still, Dak Prescott had himself a day. This back-to-back weeks. I understand got the loss last week in Philly, but he had 370 last week. Followed it up against the Giants, 400 yards at home, 4 tutties. Got a couple with the legs as well. Dill, CeeDee Lamb has been on a burner. These past 3-4 games, over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Like you said, Brandon Cooks had himself a damn day. 9 catches, 173. Even my boy Michael Gallup got in the mix, had himself a huge touchdown. Shout out Michael Gallup. And then the only thing I can honestly say that's concern for me moving forward for the Cowboy fans out there. The running game not able to get in the end zone. I understand Dow got in, but Tony Pollard, we saw him get stuffed in the first quarter. When they got couldn't find the end zone, got stuff 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. To me, that's a little concerning, especially come late in the playoffs. Still, you're gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to run and pound, get that touchdown. And to me, Tony Pollard haven't scored a touchdown since week 1. We know he's the number 1 back. To me, you gotta fix that. You gotta scheme him to get it a little more in the end zone. Though that's my only takeaway from this game. And then with the Giants. Like you said, we didn't expect anything from Tommy DeVito. He's from Jersey. Shout out him for playing for the New York Giants. Probably a dream as a kid, but you're just not. Shout out you, bro, but you're just not it.
Yeah, they got the 4th pick right now in the NFL draft. Chicago has the 1st pick because of Carolina, Arizona 2, New England 3, Giants at 4, and Chicago has the 5th. So they got the number 1 and 5 right now. Looking good for them. Elvis, overall, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't want to do any of that, but it's worth a little.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Watching the game, we were like, we started early, and we're like, hey, it's a long betting day. Could end bad, but 8-1 on the week so far. Indianapolis takes care of business. Najee Harris goes over. Minnesota +3. Lamar Jackson over 7.5 rush attempts. He has 8. Mike Evans goes crazy. Austin Eckler anytime touchdown. And Dallas team total over 27.5. Right now I'm sitting at 8-1 on week 10. Elvis, it was an amazing week. How did you do?
Dill, I followed my great week last week to one of my, honestly, I think it might be my worst week of the season so far. Still have a shot to turn it around, Dill, but it doesn't look good. We're 3-7 on the day. I think we're 4-8 on the week. Bad day. We, like you said, the Patriots should have won the game. Bad beat there. The under with the Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Didn't expect that many points to be scored, especially in the first quarter. Alvin Kamara goes under by a half a yard. He went over, ended up catching a next ball, pushing back 3 yards. Baltimore, I should have took just the first half. Minus in the first half. They were up.
You did it with Dallas.
Yeah. And then Baltimore, they couldn't cover. They ended up choking it away. Jacksonville getting blown out the water. Had a 2-way teaser with Cincinnati and Seattle. Seattle ended up covering. Cincinnati ended up just choking it away. Detroit hit. Drake London goes under. DK Metcalf goes over. And then Dallas hit. So 3-7 for the day. They'll hopefully go 4-7.
And you have the Raiders tonight, correct?
Have the Raiders tonight, though. So hopefully go 4-7, 5-8 for the week, and then Monday night. If I could go 6-8 for the week, that's not terrible,
No, yeah, it could be way worse.
It could be way worse.
I'm glad I'm able. Last week I had a bad week. You carried the team, vice versa. Whenever someone has a bad week, one of us will carry it. Before we get to Monday Night Football, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick. Just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Monday night watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle but refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Elvis, let's get to it. Monday Night Football. In Orchard Park, the Buffalo Bills are hosting the Denver Broncos. The Bills laying 7 at home, +7 for the Denver Broncos, +270 on the money line. Over/under is at 47.5. We will start with the side. Any opinion on the side or any play here?
I feel like Buffalo offense is due for an explosion. Not for now. I think the Broncos, have been playing well as of late, Dill, but I expect them to regress of what we saw earlier this season, Dill. So I do expect, Buffalo to take care of business at home. I expect Josh Allen, that offense, to wake up a little bit, but in the second half, Dill. With that being said, my official play for this game will be give me the first half under 23.5 total points, Dill. I just feel like, Buffalo, what we've been saying all season long, though, they've been starting slow. And I just feel like their defense could slow down Russell Wilson, who's been playing actually pretty good as of late. And I just feel Josh Allen could do enough to, in the second half to maybe cover. I understand. I definitely do think Buffalo's the right side deal, but I'm not going to lay the 7. Give me the team total under first half, 23.5.
All right. Yeah, no play on the side for me as well, but I do think this is a good teaser spot for the Buffalo Bills. Get them down to 1. Even tease them up, like looking at next week's schedule or the odds right now. Jacksonville's only a -6 at home against Tennessee. You get them down to a 0. You get Buffalo down to -1. I kind of like that teaser for next week, but yeah, that's kind of how I would play this side. I don't really want to lay the 7, but I know a lot of people who are scared to touch the Bills right now, to be honest, and rightfully so. They're hurting defensively, but I do think this offense can have success against this defense in this game. So you played the first half under. Speaking of the total 47.5, it's sitting at right now. I lean under for the full game, first half or full game under 47.5. We talk about it week in and week out, and I feel like we don't pull the trigger enough. I think we hit one time collectively as a pod, but primetime unders have been profitable this year so far. Heading into week 10, unders red hot, 23-7 in standalone games. I know people don't trust the Broncos defense. They've been bad, but over the last 3 weeks, they've made some changes. The Broncos, they've jumped from 22nd in red zone defense to second over the past 3 games, just allowing 27% of touchdowns in the red zone. So they shrank their EP play per play from dead last to 13th since week 6. And Denver's also forced some turnovers, 6 turnovers in the last 3 outings, with 3 of those takeaways from Patty Mahomes. I know it was the flu game or whatnot, but Josh Allen has also struggled with interceptions. He's thrown 14 picks in his last 13 games dating back to last season. So, offensively, I think the Broncos are good. They haven't scored more than 24 points in the past 4 games. So you got an improving defense and a struggling offense. I think we're going to see a slower pace game from both of these teams, long drives, and I just don't see a lot of consistency on either side of the offensive ball. So I actually lean under 47.5. I know you took the first half under, but do you lean full game as well?
Dill, I do. It's just we seen this Buffalo's offense come alive in the second half sometimes. That's my only thing, Dill. So
Yeah.
I do lean under as well, full game, just because I want to expect Denver to, explode offensively. Maybe score 17, maybe get up to 20, Dill. But the only explosion I see is possibly coming from Buffalo side of the ball.
Now, as for player props, you got a lot of guys you can take advantage of. Dalton Kincaid, you got Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen. If you want to take a pop on a Broncos guy, you got Russell Wilson. You were telling me before we went on live, you were thinking about playing a player prop. Anyone that you like?
Dill, Gabriel Davis. The main reason why I love this prop is because last week, Dill, big offer from Gabriel Davis. This week
Bounce back.
bounce back. His total's at 38.5. We've been seeing him all season long, up and down, up and down. I'm trying to get his stats real quick in front of me. Gabriel Davis. We see one game 32, next game 90, 92. One game 35, next game 61, next game 100. Two games back to back, nothing, and then 87. Last week against Cincinnati, nothing. Dill, I expect him to bounce back. Not a major game, but Dill, over 38.5 yards, Dill. I think he gets at least 5 balls his way, anywhere from 45 to 55, 60 yards receiving yard. Honestly, Dill, I'm going to take it. We already have a bad week. why not? You can't make a bad week any worse with just one loss. Still, let's add a win to it. I think Gabriel Davis gets over at least 40 yards. Still, give me Gabriel Davis over 30.5. Over last week, bounce back this week, stand alone at home. I think double coverage, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis beats one-on-one coverage.
And I think that's good. You know why? Just because last time you attacked his prop, he went way over. So I think you've had success. You know, keying some of the key dates for Gabriel Davis. I like that play. E, good luck. I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. E, my official play for Monday Night Football, give me Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Broncos, over 8.5 tackles and assists. Chalky, -150, but you know what they say, E, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. He's gone over this number in 5 of his last 6 games. And the reason he missed it 2 weeks in Kansas City because they were getting blown out. But, now against a Bills team who's allowed an off-ball linebacker to hit this number in every game but one against the Jags when they were just they were offensively terrible. So I do expect the Bills to have a good game, which means he should probably be on the field a lot, have plenty of opportunities to get a tackle or help his teammates. So he plays sideline to sideline. He's one of the best linebackers they have. Alex Singleton, over 8.5 tackles and assists. I think he plays sideline to sideline. So that's my official prop for Monday night. And regardless of the outcome, Elvis, we've had a good week so far. Anything else prop-wise, total-wise, side you want to touch on Monday Night Football?
No, that's all, Dill. I just hope we see a good game. That's all.
Yeah.
I understand it's the Broncos and a bad, I'm gonna say bad, but underachieving Bills team thus far. Kind of concerning 5-4 out of the playoffs. To be honest, Dill, might be a must win for Buffalo. We see the AFC North, they got those slots. Still, Buffalo gotta wake up now.
I hope Denver wins, to be honest. Buffalo.
I know you do. I know you do. And Jill,
honestly, I'm rooting for Denver.
And not for nothing, when you said defensive prop, I thought you was gonna do anytime interception, Josh Allen. After you said he's thrown 15 in the last 14 games.
Honestly, I could see it. To be honest, I could see it, but I just found this, and the guy's been a tackling machine. Like I said, over in 5 of his last 6 games. I think he has plenty of opportunity. It's juice for a reason at -150 right now. And I even see I'm looking at some books -165. So it is increasing. Money is coming in on the side. So yeah, that's going to be my official play is Alex Singleton over 8.5 assists and tackles. Elvis, we have a short slate for Monday on the hardwood in the NBA. But before we talk about the NBA real quick, I have a couple college plays as well, but Clippers, again, we just talked about it. They're 0-4 now. Clippers, -67 point differential with James Harden on the court through the first 4 games. They're +24 with him on the bench. There are reports now Kawhi is growing increasingly frustrated. Ty Lue came out and said James Harden is playing too much me ball. He's trying too hard. He needs to let the system take over. It's just 4 games and there's already a problem. What is going on in Los Angeles?
Dill, I just feel like James Harden.
He's a cancer.
Dill, you took the word out my mouth. He might be a cancer. We saw it in Houston. He was like, get me Dwight Howard. Got him Dwight Howard. Didn't work. Get me Chris Paul. Got him Chris Paul. Didn't work. I want to go to Brooklyn. Get him to Brooklyn. Didn't work. I want to go to Philadelphia. Get him to Philadelphia. Didn't work. I want to get to L.A. Go to L.A. Start off 0-4. Dill, it might be him. I ain't going to hold you, Dill. It really might be him, Dill. I like James Harden and all. I still think he's a great player. But, Dill, 4 for 12 from the field in 30 minutes. 1 from 7 from 3. James, one of the main reasons why that team signed you is to, facilitate the ball. What are they going to do with 3 assists? Come on, James. You averaged, I think, 10.6, 10.8 last season. You coming out here dishing out 3 dimes? I could give them 3 dimes. Nah, all seriousness, I got Paul George, Kawhi, Sam Powell on the court with me. I do damn if I don't get 3 assists. All jokes aside.
And to be honest, it's who they lost to, bro. They lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, who only have Desmond Bane. That's literally it. Paul George had a good game, but other than that, they really didn't do anything. They blew this game. So, I mean, got to give credit to Memphis. I'm glad they actually finally got
Two in
a
a
win.
row.
2-8. Yeah, 2 in a row. Shout out them. Hey, they're turning it around now. Shout out you guys. You got a big win at home. Mikal Bridges finally broke
Come
out,
on
had a
now.
good game. You guys win by 8. Knicks win. They blow out LaMelo and the Hornets. Other than that, you got a couple games going on right now, but Philadelphia, they're gonna improve to 8-1. Tyrese Maxey, there's 7 minutes left in the game, and he has 38, 5, and 4. He's going for a 40 burger tonight, kid.
Still, he's just blossoming. Maybe James Harden was holding him back, or maybe the kid was just grounding this offseason knowing he was gonna get that extra playing time and be able to, possibly take over the offense. We know Joel Embiid is the centerpiece, but we all know Joel Embiid is not going to be the one bringing up the ball up the court. So Tyrese Maxey, you enter in the room of that, all-star, I want to say superstar-ish, but definitely all-star star level. He's doing it now with Joel Embiid, Dill. 8-1 on top of the East, Dill. If he could keep it on, Dill, this might be one of the best duels in the league.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, Monday, shorter slate. You had a big slate today, but got some good games. Knicks had rematched in the Celtics at the TD Garden. The Bucks look to bounce back. You got Cleveland against Sacramento. I think that's a good game as well. Let's look at that Celtics-Knicks game. Celtics laying 9 at home, plus 320 for the Knicks. Over-unders at 220. You like this play, or maybe any props here? What do you like?
Still, I'm going to take Kristaps Porzingis over 18.5 points. No, all jokes aside, Dill, we saw him opening day have major success against this Knicks team. He's just, real size disadvantage, and I feel like he could hurt you in the paint and, possibly make some shots, in the perimeter, maybe in the 3 as well. So I think Kristaps Porzingis just over 18.5 points. To be honest, Dill, I think it's a little low. You know it. Your team is at a disadvantage when it comes to size. I think Porzingis could get 10 to 15 just in the paint alone.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Robinson will play good, but I think whenever Kristaps Porzingis plays the Knicks from now on, he's gonna have revenge and he's gonna go for at least 25 to 30. So, yeah, I mean, 18.5 seems a little low for him, so I do like it. Let's go to this Bucks game. They just lost over the weekend to the Orlando. They've lost 2 in a row. They lost to the Indiana Pacers on the road. They lost to Orlando on the road. They come back home now and versus Chicago team that's lost 4 or 5. Maybe it's a get right spot, but Damian Lillard is still out. They've yet to cover a number. They're defeated ATS in 9 games. That's crazy to even say, but now laying 7.5. I even see some 8s out there. Are we just blindly taking the Bulls plus 8?
They're always this close on doing it, Dill, but like you said, losers of 2 straight. It seems like it's a perfect bounce back situation. You got a Bulls team, got some talent, but they're not very good. And at the end of the day, Dill, I think the main problem with the Bucks is for the past few years, they've been one of the best defensive teams in the league. Right now, they're a bottom 5 defensive team. So I just feel like they need to guard the ball a little better. They need a little help from the defenders like Brook Lopez, like a Giannis, like a Bobby Portis. I just feel like those guys need to step up. Right now, Dill, we can see it. They're missing a guy like, Holiday, Grayson Allen, guys like that who will step up and get dirty and, get gritty and make some plays on the defensive side of the ball. So I just feel like it's a good bounce back situation for them. Like you said, coming back home after losing 2 straight. I want to take the plus 7.5. But
it's so tempting because I don't think in the morning it's going to be 7.5.
But Dill, this is the type of game where you wake up and you're like, yeah, the Bucks should win this game today by 20. Like last year, the Bucks will win this game by 18.
But we've seen it even over the weekend. Even if Giannis goes crazy and has 46, they can't cover.
It's the defense, Dill. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to.
I don't trust them.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying.
A team meeting in 9 games in is crazy.
I know, but hey, the Bulls had a team meeting after game 1 losing to OKC.
That's a fact. That's crazy. And then the last game on the board, the closest one on the odds, a pick'em. Kings short favorites at home, -1, -115 on the money line, +1 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, -102. So they're short underdogs on the road. I don't know. I don't know your play, but I guess from an eye test, whenever I put the Cleveland Cavaliers on, they're just so inconsistent. Big win against Golden State. They've actually won both of those games against Golden State, but then they lose to the Pacers, and then they lose to an OKC, a young OKC team. They barely beat the Knicks. They're kind of up and down. Then they lose to the Knicks. So they're always like up and down. It's hard for me to trust them on the road. Sacramento, they just won 2 in a row. They beat OKC. They beat Portland. I don't know. I feel like I kind of have to lean with the Kings if I were to make a side. I think the line is right. I think it is a pick 'em, but at home, I guess I kind of trust the Kings a little more for my liking. Any opinion on this game?
I took the Cavs on the road. They got Darius Garland back. I just feel like this team, it moves the ball a little better and just offensively much better with Darius Garland. I do think they lack, a little on the defensive side of the ball, especially on the road deal with the Kings. You know what they're capable of doing, but right now this is not the same Kings team from last season. I don't know what's missing. I just feel like they're just not firing all cylinders yet, and I just feel like the Cavs could sneak one out on the road. They're all the dogs, but I feel like they're the right side, giving the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road -102 on the money line.
Going head to head on that one, kid. But good luck. If you had any more plays, make sure you guys go check out Elvis's action app. I'm going to go to the college slate real quick, if you don't mind. We got about 27, 30 games tomorrow. Not the biggest slate. I got 4 plays right now. I am 3-1 on the day. Let's go to St. John's, backyard, Queens, taking on Michigan. -1.5 for the St. John. You got our boy Petrino there as coach. -1.5, I'll lay with St. John's at home against Michigan. I think they are the better team right now. We'll go out to American University down in Washington, D.C., taking on Siena. Right now, American 0-2, but they're -4.5 at home. This line stinks. I actually think Siena should be the favorite. I'm getting +5 in my pocket at some places. I took the +5 in my pocket with Siena, so give me the road dog. I think they win outright, actually. Third game, we'll go out to Tennessee. Middle Tennessee hosting Western Carolina. Middle Tennessee laying 3.5 at home. Over-unders at 137.5. 2 undefeated teams, 2-0. -3, I got it a little earlier in the day. It's already at 3.5. I think Middle Tennessee is a 6-point, 7-point favorite. I think we have a couple points to spare here. So give me the home team. I'd rather lay the points at home than on the road. And then my last play of the night, it's a tough one. Both 2-0. You got Xavier traveling to number 3, Purdue in Indiana. Purdue laying 16 at home. I can't do it. Give me the +16 for
Yes,
Xavier.
sir.
Purdue's the right side, and they should be favorite, but like -9.5, -10. 16 is just a lot in college basketball, I feel like, on the road. And Xavier is a good team. They're well coached, and I think these are the times you want to take these big numbers. So, the market still hasn't adjusted to college basketball. They're still trying to figure out NBA. They got college football, NFL. They're worried about other sports that they have bigger liabilities on, not so much college basketball. So I do think we're getting better numbers early on. So, yeah, just 4 plays tomorrow. St. John's -1.5, Siena +5, Middle Tennessee -3, and Xavier +16. Elvis, anything I miss? Anything you want to touch on before we get out of here, kid?
No, that's it, though. I was, it's crazy though. I was gonna lean the +16 as well. I was like,
Too many points.
Purdue's good, but just like in football, they're gonna let you down a couple times. So I'll lean Xavier +16. Though I'm gonna start dabbling in, maybe come December. Gotta wait maybe till the new year till I start dabbling in, though. But I'll be hit or miss with the basketball. I think in my career, I am positive all time. So, no, we're 500, 42 all time. So, I'll come in and dice you up come January, maybe late December.
Come on in, brother. The water's all warm. It's great over here on College Slate. Can't wait for that. Elvis, thank you so much. Good luck tonight. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck
Need
this
it.
rest of your week. Yep.
Need it.
Muted.
I said
What?
I need it.
Oh, you need it. Yeah. It's all right, brother. We all have those days. That's going to do it for this Sunday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. We'll recap Monday Night Football. We'll give you our best bets for Thursday Night Football. I will be at the bank live. Hopefully it's a good game down in Baltimore. So make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. We go live on YouTube every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So make sure you guys subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well. And we'll see you guys down the road. Let's go, Jets!